Hey YouTube, Coppersan here. The Bishop class has almost doubled in popularity compared to before the Destiny update. But what makes this class so popular? The EXP buffs, the debuffs, the bossing, the bobbing? Well, basically, yes to all of that. Let's dive into why the Bishop is the most popular Explorer mage at level 250+. Bishops always had a head start compared to the newer classes. Being one of the oldest classes in the game, the Explorer Bishop was always a stable pick in any MapleStory era. Their heals and dispel skill were great for bossing in the early days, and the constant healing was pivotal for some classes like Dragon Knight. Everyone who was higher level even grinded together with a Bishop. A Bishop was always close by. Later, when 4th job was released, Bishops became real powerhouses with their Genesis spamming. They were one of the easiest classes to level up. They basically had a spammable map attack at their disposal. And after their bigger remaster with the Destiny update last year, things really kicked into gear for the Bishop, growing in popularity even more. Let's go over their grinding first. The Bishop is an absolute powerhouse when it comes to grinding. They have a crazy amount of mobbing tools at their disposal. Their main mobbing attack is called Big Bang, which nowadays also deals additional bonus damage to normal monsters. Big Bang is the only mobbing attack from the Explorer mage that can be used in the air, and who doesn't freaking love jump attacking? That's the one complaint I have about Ice Lightning mages. I want to jump attack with Chain Lightning, please. However, this is only the beginning of the Bishop's grinding skill these days. After the Destiny update, they can turn their supportive skills like Holy Fountain and Dispel into offensive skills. After they learn their level 140 hyper skill that is, they can then use the skill to switch all supportive skills to offensive skills. There's a place down fountain that attacks over time, feathers that fly out when you use Dispel, damage buffs and more that I will cover in a bit when we talk about the bossing, but these skills help grinding by a lot. And then of course there are your two classic low cooldown skills, big attacks like Genesis and Heaven's Door, which are great to use in your rotation as well. And then there are your 5th job skills like Peacemaker, which is another big attack that you can fire off quite a lot. Angel of Balance is another buff that increases damage and summons an angel that attacks. There is Benediction, which also increases damage, attack speed and more. And Divine Punishment, which is fun to use when you're grinding or as a mix-up if you want to take care of elite bosses. The grinding overall is pretty good. They have a lot of skills, good range, good attacks, pretty mobile. It's not super simple, but it's also not very complicated. Once you find a nice rotation, you just use that. And of course, their biggest benefit is their Holy Symbol skill. Sure, everyone gets decent Holy Symbol these days, but for Bishops this skill is a lot more powerful, giving a base 50% bonus EXP at 3rd job once the skill is maxed. It can then get buffed up even more by your passive hyper skills, adding an additional 20% bonus EXP and 30% drop rate to the skill, so 70% bonus EXP and 30% drop rate. Basically you're gaining more base EXP than any other class out there. Pretty neat for a game where you can grind endlessly. Another benefit of being a Bishop is that their base stats are pretty busted. They have a base 75% critical rate thanks to their passives. That's pretty crazy even compared to like some archers. I mean, the Bishop class does get Holy Arrow in 2nd job, so maybe it's actually an archer, who knows? Plus all Explorer magicians get the Infinity skill in 4th job. This busted skill increases your final damage for the duration that it's active up to 115%. It has a 40-second duration and 180-second cooldown, but is affected by buff duration, which by the way is passively also boosted by 50% thanks to the buff mastery skill, so you get 1 minute of infinity always for free. Then there is this 5th job skill where you can repeat one of your skills while ignoring the cooldown, so you can recast this skill again. This 5th job skill does have quite a long cooldown, but you get the picture. Infinity is up quite a lot, which makes one-shotting monsters a lot easier and increases your damage against bosses by a ton. So let's talk about bossing, because bro, this class is busted. Let's do a quick rundown of how bad the boss monsters have it when a Bishop is around, shall we? When your level 140 hyper skill is active, the heal skill changes into Angelic Wrath, which is an attack that debuffs an enemy and reduces their defense by a massive 44%, which is a really good debuff. Your Angel Ray bossing skill not only heals party members it hits and deals 14 lines of damage per attack, it also leaves a debuff that increases party members' final damage by 2% against that monster, and that stacks up to 5 times, so that's a 10% final damage debuff from just this skill alone. You also got a cool Dragon Ride. It also leaves a debuff when it attacks. This debuff gets consumed when an enemy who has the debuff is attacked by a holy attack by either yourself or a party member. Looking at you there, Paladins. I think they have holy skills actually, I'm not sure. Anyway, increasing the final damage of that attack by a massive 25%. Your benediction skill increases final damage by 5% as well, also for your party members of course. And you can add another 1% per 2500 int on top of that, up to 17% final damage increase for yourself and your party members. This skill also increases attack speed up to 3 stages once you hit 30k stats, and the skill heals party members as well. Your Angel of Balance buff grants a 5% damage buff that goes up to 100% depending on how much int you have, and of course it also heals your party members. We're not done yet though. Your benediction attack also increases damage by 7% for all party members and yourself who is touched by the light of the attack. So in short, if I got it all right, a high stat bishop, like 50k int or more, can reduce bosses their defense by 44%, Angelic Wrath, increases final damage of all party members by 27%, attack speed by 3 stages, increases damage by 107% in total, and you can add that 25% bonus final damage on top of that if you also have a party member that has holy attacks. Oh, and if you're in a full party, then the bishop themselves also get another 15% final damage buff. Bishops can also use the mana overload skill to add another 8% final damage to all their skills, by the way, just in case you are missing some more damage. And then we haven't even talked about all the sources of healing, buffs and other skills this class has. Having a bishop in your party is like bringing an extra person worth of damage. Bishops are just that busted. Unless if you're working at Nexon and you're watching this video, bishops are super weak. Please buff them, Nexon, thank you. So of course bishops have about 5 different abilities that can heal party members. They also have the Bless skill that increases flat stats, HP and MP, and gives a nice attack bonus. You can buff up the skill even more with your passive hyper skills, adding 10% boss damage and 20 attack and magic attack to the skill as well. They can also remove debuffs of party members. Their Holy Magic Shell prevents damage from some attacks. Not all, but it can for example be used to remove the bomb damage from some bosses. They can also block 1 abnormal status for themselves with their Divine Protection skill. And their Heaven's Door hyper skill does more than just dealing damage. It also blocks out 1 death. So everyone in the party gets an extra life. How broken is that? They also are a teleport class, which already has it pretty easy in boss fights. Their movement is pretty nice. And after the Destiny update, they can now also jump and float in the air for a while, which is great for dodging some boss attacks. So with decent damage, good mobbing and crazy supportive skills, the Bishop is in a really good spot right now. Also not really getting any nerfs or big changes in the next 6 months, which makes it a great pick for anyone looking to level up fast and party up for those boss fights. And that was all for today. What do you think of the Bishop? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, special thanks to our members for making these videos possible. Special thanks to Niels de Coninck, Raar maar waar, Sebastian, Hanoy, Ryalias, Terry Kim, Vareese, Mora, Wiley, Historycanon, BackSpaceOTI, Saffronyx, Ziggy Deer, Flidiot, Knifesu, Cloudfix, Jesus Rodriguez, Digby, Vira, Trevor, Michael Menchaca, Ratius, Justin Vale, Silvio Nato, Afterlord_MS, Striker Elk, Tidal1 Fun, Radical Jaws, Ricer Aru, Sir Tito 655, Mathias Simonsson, PC Game Life, The Passenger, Martin Panzik, Conrad Cristales, Ace Light, Mr. Narc, Ben Wolf, Max Bernhardt, Muka 1017, BNB King, Scotty Flies Fast, Priscilla, Brandon Cam, Vake Botnet, Fecco, Victor Sundstrom, ceemak, Only, Rashid Alharmoudi, Glando Belavia, Gianfranco Calderon, Canavero, Lucky Beats, Matthew Def, Gummy Bullet, Lord Fazil, Spats the Kaiser, Zunnen, That Archie Guy, Grogo, Gabriel Eck, Louis Bento Brandao, Dante Victory, Snaffupop, Astia Villa, Tails Kurtzpet, and the Wolf Drake. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe and happy mapling!